Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Transformers issue number 5, A Bold New Era. Listen, I got a quick, funny, awesome, totally awesome thing about one of the creators of the Transformers that I just got a conversation with and interviewed and sat in on a panel for, recorded the whole thing. I'll talk to you about that at the end of this review. Also, if you hear something in my voice, it's pain. I don't know why. I pulled something. I've never had an icy hot patch on my body before, and yeah, I did something to my neck. It's hard to turn left. So the thing you hear in my voice is just weakness leaving my body at an accelerated rate. Anyway, let's talk about who made this comic book. We'll talk about the comic book itself. Transformers, baby. We got Brian Ruckley is the writer. Art is done by a few people. Anna Malkova, Angel Hernandez, Sarah Pitre Dorocher, and colors by Joanna Lafuente. I forgot about Tom B. Long doing the letters, baby. Tom B. Long, baby. That's right. Bow chicka wow wow. Anyway, so we got an IDW imprint of the mother effing Transformers. I like that the first page reminds us about some of the things that happened in the previous issues. I'm digging that. It's not the same as giving, an explanation of what had happened recently, because I feel like that would help. But if they, because it's going to say names and stuff like that. But you know what? If they just want to show the pictures, as long as this is exactly what they want conveyed to us, if there's something crucial for them to explain to us, well, then they should actually be saying names and things like fit them in somehow, something. But yeah, if this is exactly how you want this to be transmitted to us, okay, cool. Then I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch it. I got to about midway through this comic book, and the same feeling I always get when I get midway through this Bold New Era Transformers comic book, I felt it again. That feeling of, dude, I'm done. I think this is going to be my last issue, because I'm just so sick of how everybody here is acting. And I try to remember that, you know what? These guys, this is pre-catastrophe. This is pre the Autobot and Decepticon wars. In fact, it might be pre that, because they're talking about the Ascenticons and stuff like that. It's really weird, but it's cool because the word Decepticon in and of itself means deception. So maybe the Ascenticons thing is just, a front or something like that. I don't know. But either way, it's a weird read. It's a really freaking weird read. A bunch of things happen in here. This one blue Transformer transforms and jumps up and, screams out, "Why?" like somebody's bothering him. But we don't know why he's doing that. We see Megatron talking on the speakers, the TVs all around him. But he gets up and he answers somebody. Who's the answer? Who calls him? Who, whatever. All of it is just weird. All of a sudden, there are organics on the planet. There are a lot of organics on this planet. There's a pterodactyl type thing, a baby pterodactyl that Prowl owns. And Prowl's a total SOB in this, man. Dude, if you're a soldier and you act that way, you are going to get shot. You're going to get your friends shot. You're going to get everybody shot by acting that way. But if you're a cop and you treat the people who you're assigned to protect and serve, as it were, if you're a cop talking to innocent, just in general, civilians, and they're all unarmed and whatnot, nah, you're done. You're done as a cop. You deserve to be freaking strung up. In this particular case, he needs to be reprogrammed. Prowl needs to be reprogrammed. He's exceptionally bad in this, to the point of being evil, mistrusting everybody, acting this way. Now, eventually he's going to become one of Optimus Prime's most trusted lieutenants. But so far, it's looking like Prime's a bad guy in this, right? So, what exactly is that going to lead to? I don't know where all of this is going to go. By the time I get towards the end of this comic book, it feels great, though, especially the last page, which has almost no art whatsoever in it. It's just a bit of a conversation that somebody's having with himself. No spoilers. No spoilers, because you don't want to read this one. All I am going to say is, it took a while to get here, but whatever, it's only 5 issues. But the way that they were doing it, I feel like I'm justified at least a little bit in some of the things I was saying. Either way, no matter how you look at this, no matter how you want to cut this paste, Bumblebee, absolutely 100% worst freaking mentor ever. I liked seeing the little callback to him, in that original transformation he had on the on Cybertron before they went to Earth. That was cool. That was a really cool callback to the cartoon and the original Marvel comics. That was freaking awesome. If they did it in the IDW comic books back in the day, they're just imitating what was done in the Transformers, which they're allowed to, but you know. Anyway, so this ended on a really, really positive note, because if I had no idea where this is going and this goes in a direction I have no idea what's going on, I'm literally just like, you know, F this comic book. F this comic book if that's what they're going to do. But at least it seems like in the long run, it's going to start doing a payoff where I'm not going to feel so lost. Like, you know, what the hell's going on? Oh, well, at least I had a guess that that would happen. I'm not going to feel lost. I keep on feeling too lost in this comic book, though. There's going to come a time where I'm going to say, you know what, my money's spent elsewhere. So we're only 5 issues into it. Hopefully by the next issue, something solid and concrete happens. This comic book needs that. Issue number 6, that's usually the end of a trade paperback arc, right? Needs something solid in that issue. Otherwise, I'm going to look at it as, like, the greatest things in the world can happen in issue 7. But if it takes 7 issues to even get to that, I'm too late. Sorry, bud. Me and a whole bunch of other people are just done. That being said, I had an interview, panel, all that good stuff with Jim Shooter, the original guy who sat down, like, literally, it was, according to him, and yes, according to the Toys Who Made Us, according to every source we have, a whole bunch of really awesome Japanese engineers, mechanical engineers, who did these awesome transformations for like Big Convoy and all these different, you know, characters, put them together, and they said, hey, these are these toys that we have. We want to make this into a cartoon and a comic book. And, you know, first it was a comic book. They brought it to Jim Shooter. Jim Shooter says, yes, I'll take care of this. Nobody wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? What do you call it? And then, like, there's actually a conversation about that in the panel. But then eventually he brought it, as I think most of us know, to Bob Budiansky. What do you call it? Just boom. And, of course, that amazing first issue cover by Bill Sienkiewicz. So, like, just boom, right there, baby. But I got to talk for a good long time to Jim Shooter about it. And there wasn't a whole lot that I was able to have a conversation with him about recorded about the Transformers. But even like people cosplaying as the Transformers and kids cosplaying as Transformers, I like physically grabbed them, like, come here. Do you know who Jim Shooter is? No? Come here. I'm about to educate you. And like, it was a great, they were just like, oh my God, you started it all? Yes. Yes, he did. Amongst many other things, but yes, he did. So that was such, for a Transformers fan, oh crap, I went there with my Autobot shirt yesterday. I'm not joking. I went there with my Autobot shirt yesterday because I wanted him to see, hey man, I'm a fan. Because he was much more in Transformers, but you know, actually his favorite is Captain America, so this is what he saw me when he was leaving in. Anyway, really great time. I'm going to have to put all that stuff together. That's going to take a couple of days, I think, to actually edit and put all that stuff together. But in the meantime, boom shakalaka, baby. Transformers, what do you call it? Jim Shooter approved. And yeah, looking forward to next issue. Issue number 6, just knocking me right out of my shoes, knocking my socks off, knocking me on my ass. That's what I need to continue with this comic book, because there's just too much hurry up and wait. And I've exited from the military, man, so I don't want any more hurry up and wait. I'm done with that. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.